Hey everybody, what's going on? You know, every time I get in front of this camera, it's going to be a great episode. I have interviewed so many professionals in this area, and for National Sex Day holiday, we want to tell you guys and remind you each and every time we are the only ones that made National Sex Day a holiday. June 9th, the 6th month, the ninth day, holiday 69. Nobody has it on the planet but me and the people behind National Sex Day. We want to give a big shout out to Private Society for all the people they recommended for us to talk to and interview, and Porn Star Cafe, Porn Star Town, all the people behind us getting our website up and just really getting the holiday acknowledged. We do own National Anal Sex Day. We have National Oral Sex Day. We also own National Swingers Day. Look at our website. You'll see it for yourself. Sexdays.org. And every time we do an episode, it always trends on XBiz TV. We're on SLS Radio, which is Swingers Lifestyle Radio. And of course, our YouTube channel is rocking. And check us out on X or Twitter. Call it whatever you want to call it. Hey, we're right there too, sexdays.org. I'm DJ Rick. I'm the owner and founder of this holiday, and we're just going to welcome you guys in again. And I have a great star. She's a great person. I like talking to her. She's got a really soft voice, but tell me, she's a pistol, man. I've seen her work, and you guys will be amazed at it too. She's gorgeous, she's hot, and you know what? If she was right here, I put my hands all around her and give her a big ass hug because I'm a hugger. I'm that type of person. I just am. I'm not talking always sexual, but hey, you know what? I'm touchy feely because I'm affectionate. I like people, and I like people with good personalities, especially the ones in the industry who are the professionals and they know what they're going to do. So, without further ado, sweetheart, tell people who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm Veronica Cruz and I work in porn. I hope I get to refer to myself as a porn star soon, but right now I like to stay pretty humble. But you might have seen me in Hot Mills Fuck, Private Society, Brand New Amateurs, um, blanks right now, DP Diva, Perv City.
Well, I tell you what, see, with credentials like that, you are a pro, okay? So we all start off amateurs. You're making money on it. So once you make $1, you're considered a pro and you've got a pro attitude. So welcome to the fold. We're happy to have you here. And I'm glad that we could connect to do this episode. So I always start this off because everybody wants to know about everyone who comes on the podcast. How did you get started in this business? What triggered this to say, guess what? I'm going to wake up. I'm going to do adult movies. What was it that got you into the industry?
Yeah, well, I just started months ago. I used to do contract managing for the county that I live in. I live in Portland, so y'all can figure that out on your own. But then I got fired in August of 23. I spent like 6 to 8 months kind of figuring out what I wanted to do. I was ready to go back to the vanilla 9 to 5 thing. So I did OnlyFans. I had done OnlyFans for a hot minute and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I've always been like open with my sexuality and I like how I look and how I like having sex. But I felt like there were some limitations there by only remaining within like the OnlyFans realm. But it wasn't until April of 24, so 6 months ago-ish, that somebody asked me if I'd ever would do porn, and I never really considered it. Like it just never crossed my mind. And I was like, why not? So I booked my first local shoot that week, and I got flown out to the East Coast that weekend, and the rest is history.
There you go. A lot of people they'll take those paths to get to this point. Rarely do people just kind of walk in there and knock down the door. I mean, people do, but you kind of fed the beast a little bit by dabbling in it, and that's not a problem. Some people are very cautionary by saying, "We'll do this, we'll kind of check it out." And hey, a lot of people they record on their phones and stuff with their partners or girlfriends and stuff. That's kind of a form of it too, if you think about it. They're just not getting paid for it, but still, it's camera work and it is adult work, and hey, there's lots of fun. Everybody's talking about that part too. So it just goes from there. Of course, it's going to snowball if you keep doing what you're doing. Not bad at all. So now that you're into it, like what can you see yourself doing? Like, do you have a particular look for a partner? Is there certain things you like doing on the camera? Because everybody's got their limits. Some people are just going to be softcore forever. Some are just really hardcore. Some people are there in the middle. So where do you kind of go when you do your productions?
It took me like a couple months in the industry to kind of figure out where I wanted to go and like what I wanted my look to be. About halfway into it, I had to rebrand. Or I didn't have to, but I wanted to rebrand because I wanted to get more, like I wanted to get away from some of like the more hardcore niche type shoots and content that I had done earlier in my career because it's not something that I personally enjoy. But it was something that I kind of wanted to do just to see like what it was about. But now I think I'm 29, so I'm older when it comes to like age in the industry. Um, but I think I'm still young where I'm not considered like, or I don't want to be considered a MILF. So I don't know, I kind of like the idea of being like this sexy, like girl next door, but like, like there. Um, yeah, like I'm kind of in the middle. I like to think I'm in the middle of like, obviously I'm not young, I'm not a teenager, I'm not early 20s, but also like not in my MILF era either. So I want to just kind of ride the wave in this little in between period as much as I can.
Well, some people say technically MILF meaning mother or young mother, because, young mothers are all over porn. A lot of the girls may or may not admit they have children. A lot of people don't even care because they don't, they like seeing the person and say, well, young moms are doing this to make the extra money to support their children and family. But, hey, a MILF of any age, man, hey, we have a look and you got a great look no matter what. It's still a compliment there. So, I've talked to people, and I won't point them out, but they're in their 40s, and one was in their 50s. I think I went to a convention, I went to the Exotica, and I talked to some people, believe it or not, in their 60s. They're still active in the business. It all depends on what people want. And it's kind of cool to know people will take people that are, in age, up in age, because they still find them attractive, they find them sexy. This is kind of what they're into. I speak to a lot of women that say we want older men, and there's so many videos of older men and younger girls out there. It's like a resurgence of it. So there's ways of going and ways of doing, but when you find your clique, they'll always keep coming to you. You feed them, and there you have it. But I do see you going a long way with this. You're just starting out, but you got a good ways to go, and you're networking and you're talking to people. I see big things for you. So, hey, we're going to push you out there and stuff. That's really cool. Do you happen to go to some of the expos? Like I went to Exotica for the first time this year. I know it's coming up real soon. They got plenty next year, along with some conventions in Vegas. Is that something that you plan on doing?
I do plan on going to Exotica in New Jersey at the end of the month. And then I'm hoping to go to the Avian Awards, I think is in January. Um, I have never been to any of these before because, like I said, I'm very new to the industry. And to be quite honest, I didn't have the funds to go to any of the other conventions a little bit earlier on in my career. So, but I definitely am excited to go and make it a priority. I know it'll be a good opportunity to network and meet more people in the industry. And that's one of my favorite things about this work is, showing up on set and meeting somebody who is, way more experienced and pro and just established in this industry than I am. And like much respect to everybody who's been doing this work for a long time because it is tiring physically and it can be emotionally tiring and all the things. So I'm really excited to meet other people, younger, older, male, female, trans, like everybody. I'm excited to meet every flavor in this industry. Hopefully, I'll get that opportunity at Exotica.
Oh, you will. There's so many people. There's so many opportunities. I was to go earlier this year, but I went to the Miami one. They said it's not as big as some of the others, and that may or may not be true. I thought it was big for what it was, but let me tell you, that got a lot of people on our Twitter. That got a lot of people to watch our productions that we have. We got a lot of people saying, "Hey, we want to be interviewed and talk because we love to promote what we promote." We talk to people who are medical people who help people with STDs and the mental aspect that you just talked about. We're not just all about the porn stars. We're about the sex industry as a whole. But yet they were all represented there. So if you go there and you network with people, it's a big boost. So go for it. Talk to some people. I can even steer you in the right direction of people I think that may benefit you. But I'm here to tell you, the more you go, the more it's going to happen. So again, you're on the right path, and the networking thing will definitely pay off between now and whatever you continue to do. So there you go. Now, you have, I believe, some stuff on like your OnlyFans and some solo stuff that you've done. So is that part of the modeling you do? I mean, do you sell your content to people and do you film that by yourself or you have people that are going to help you with that?
So when I first started, like really my priority at the time was to make money. And that, I mean, that I think that's echoes a lot of people's priority. But once I kind of like got more into the industry and I found more meaning behind it than just the monetary value, I kind of redirected what my goals were, and of course, money is a thing. Like I'm a single mom, so that's always probably going to be the priority. But now that I want to go farther in this work, and I want to be able to sustain my brand and my appeal and be able to work with the larger studios, making my own content and building a following and establishing or cementing more of my brand within that is become more of a priority for me. I'm very busy though. Like, this work is like I say like 10% performing and then 90% networking, traveling, scheduling, like administrative type things. And then if you make your own content and you got to edit your own content, you got to do all the forms required for the platforms. It's a lot. And so I am slowly working my way into that. I have ADHD, so it's really hard for me to focus on all these really important aspects of the industry. But like I said, it is a priority of mine to invest more of my energy and my time into making my own content. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick right now. But I am getting more into it. I'm just like I'm a perfectionist, so I never want to like half-ass anything. So everything I do, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And I think like earlier in my career, I just wasn't ready to do the solo collab, like content sharing, like putting that on my platforms. Like I really wanted to focus on building my brand. But now that I think I have a solid following, or at least I like for this initial phase of selling my own content, I think that I'm ready to, like I said, invest more time and energy into doing that.
There you go. Yeah, you got to put the investment in. You got to put the work in. We as customers and people on this side are go, hey man, check it out. We're just gonna sit here and watch this stuff. They don't look at even the lighting aspect, the people behind the camera, the
Mhm.
production, the producing. Everybody in this business thinks that the quick buck is there. For some people, lightning will strike. But you're doing something a lot of people are already doing. So you got to find a niche. You got to find a piece of it anyway. And you keep feeding that. People think, well, I'm going to capture it all. I'm young, I'm gorgeous. People want my body. Well, you know what? For the most part, a lot of that is true for a lot of actors and entertainers, but you can't be everywhere. And everybody's looking for something a little bit different. So you have to just keep on, just like driving a nail through a hard piece of wood. It's going to go, but you got to keep striking. You got to keep on your focus. You got to keep that production going on. But it does help to partner up. We figured that out with what we were doing. That's why the other people I mentioned came in to help us to produce it, to get it going, to say, look, you got something, but you need a team. You got something going that's good, but you need a team. Even if you have just one or two people behind you, most of the time, because we live different lives, we all have to work and make money, that is going to be a 15 and 20% increase. Even in the world of business, that's what most businesses try to do. Increase their profits by 15, 20% realistically. So keep that in mind when you go for it, because doing it by yourself will help. Doing it by yourself with people who want to help you, there you go. No matter who they are, cameraman, photographer, boyfriend, whoever, those people will help get you over that hump. I just figured I'd throw that out at you. We haven't got as far as we've gotten by ourselves the first year and a half. Now, everybody knows that we're the only sex holiday on record. Of all of 7 billion people, we patented and got National Sex Day. So we're very proud of that. I can't wait to see what you're going to do in the future. Sounds really cool. So, do you, other than travel there and travel here and stuff like that, the major cities, Los Angeles, New Jersey, Vegas, stuff like that. You have any contacts there, and do you plan on working in those cities? They're big hubs for the adult industry.
Yeah, I actually just came back from Vegas on yesterday morning. I worked with Brock Cooper um at a studio or a shoot there in Vegas. I've been to LA many times, been to Jersey many times. So definitely like there's I can I know that there's not a lot where I am. And so if I want to be heavily involved in the industry, it requires me to travel. And sometimes, I do that on my own dime, but I know that I need to be where the people are, be where the work is, be where the industry is. So yeah, traveling is a big part of my job, and especially traveling to like these central hubs where where porn is.
Yeah. The law's different from state to state and the definition of it. You got to look at the fine print too. You have to get people to look at that. I tell all of the people starting out, you might go to a certain state and they might have a law that's hidden. You may come to a place it's like, well, we're not really able to shoot that here. Technically, you can, but if you get caught, there could be some problems. Like, read the fine print, is really what I'm saying. There's a lot of fine print in releasing, a lot of fine print in production as you're figuring it out as you're going along. Um, People can read contracts, but some people don't understand them. Two different platforms there. We're telling people, yes, you can read, but do you understand the terms? Those good paralegals will save you money opposed to a lawyer, but then again, you might need a lawyer too. There's some people for the legal aspect of the adult industry that we're going to try to have on the podcast. They got some great advice for performers coast to coast. And when that episode comes out, I'm going to try to tag everybody because everybody can still benefit from free advice. Hey, it's better than paying, but at the same time, you learn it, you won't have to pay later, or something won't get distributed later. There's so much that people don't understand. That's why people burn out. But you're like a jet right now. You're climbing 30 to 40,000 feet, man. And you got to the major cities and stuff like that. So I applaud you. Now, how did you get to the private society, people? I have friends who work there, and we made a good phone conversation 2 years ago, and we're still doing what we do, not only for them, but they do a lot for the website and stuff as a sponsor. So, how'd you make the connection with them?
I cannot pinpoint exactly because I do so much networking, and that's just not like face to face, like I'm constantly sending emails, I'm constantly looking up job opportunities. I'll even go as far as like I will go on Twitter and I will see, okay, who do you follow, or like what do you have posted? And sometimes people will post like directors, producers, filmographers, whoever it may be, and I'll be like, okay, go on their page. Let me send my little introduction. Like that is just so important to me. And so somehow like doing that, and somewhere along the way, I had a recruiter reach out to me and present me the opportunity. Um, and then that's how that happened. But yeah, like I was, this is like I'm creating a whole other question here, but I would say like for anyone who wants to get into porn, you have to really go beyond what is um like what's in front of you as far as like networking. It's more than just like uh replying to a job ad. Like you really have to go further and like I said, I'll go on people's who are like big in the industry. I'll go on their following, or I'll look at who follows them, and that's where I'm becoming familiar with their name, and then just sending like a quick DM so that they can at least become familiar with my name. Because one of my goals is like, even if you've never worked with me before, I want somebody like people who are in the industry, I want them to, when they hear my name, be like, oh yeah, I've heard that name before. um and one step further of that would be um they've know somebody who's either like who's worked with me, or somebody that knows someone who's worked with me, and that they can say something good about that experience.
You got it. That goes a long way. I learned also at Exotica, everybody's not going to like you. But at the same time, if the majority loves what you do, you got people that are just not going to be terrific with you. You know what? It happens. I hear people whispering and talking about some negative stuff because that is a part of it. Let's be real. It is. We're all adults here. But, your good's always going to outweigh your evil. And, to get your name out there, to have it tell, you got to keep your name in everybody's mouth. You really do. The first thing you want to say is it comes out and it's on someone's name who's big or has heard about you. I got so many compliments as far as what I'm doing and who I am, and that they actually got a chance to meet me. I could sit behind this camera all day long. And I did for the first year, trying to get stuff out there. It worked, but not like it has when you meet them in person. We went to the people, we went and got it. And I hate to say this, but the word free is not the best word you want to hear in this business. But there's a bunch of trade for print that got some people places. They were just making trades saying, hey, we'll take pictures. I'll share this with you. You can share that. You'll have some professionally made, content, whatever. That can be an avenue. It's not the only avenue, but I'm saying it can be an avenue. Some people may not want to take it, but my philosophy is simple. You do what you do to get your name out there so people will know you once it comes time. Will you continue to do that forever? Probably not. But when you first start and you get that momentum going, sometimes the name itself in the right places will get you there. I was just surprised that they made the connection with me once I told them what I did and who I was. Without showing my banner, without talking about the website, I said, hey, I'm the creator of National Sex Day. Boom. People were like, we heard about you. This, that. And the people I talked to started to spread like wildfire. It increased everything online. Shows are trending now. So, yeah, you got to do these things. Like you said, you got to get in their names in your mouth, whatever. And don't think for 1 minute the small stuff you're doing does not work, because it will, people. Small stuff, dimes add up to dollars. It just takes some people a little bit more time to reach it. But don't compare yourself to other people, because you got to stay in your own lane when you're running your own race. Some are going to be ahead of you, some are going to be behind you, and a lot of them are going to wish they were right where you are. So that's just some helpful advice. I need to start charging for this, man. You learn as you go. You learn as you go. You will pick up things and catch on things, but the more in-person stuff that you do, that is where the ticket is right there. I wish I could make the next Exotica, but I will make the one in Chicago next year. That I heard is one of the blockbusters of all the blockbusters there is.
Oh,
Even
okay.
they'll tell you that too. New Jersey's great, but I hear Chicago's even better. And I've never been to Chicago as far as staying over there. Did a layover there, but I'm looking forward to checking that out. So there you go.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate all the good advice, because there's not a handbook that you get when you enter the industry. So-
No, there's not a handbook, but your owner of Private Society wrote one on how to be a porn star. In fact, I have a copy of it. So she did right.
Oh, good segue. Okay.
She sure did. And you, how can I say this? Everybody who contributes their advice, you can make a handbook out of that, because you're going to pick up certain things. I'm big with the contracts because people don't know how to read them. I hear stories about young people going to a shoot. Instead of it being in one-on-one, it turns out to be like a gangbang. They never agreed to it. They withheld money to one talent because they said, if you don't perform, then we're not going to pay you. It's like an ambush style thing. Some people with the telephone will be at a hotel saying, "We're doing a shoot, 12 o'clock in a bad neighborhood." Yeah, we hear it all. We hear it all. You got to use your head. You got to trust your gut. You got to look at the paperwork. Got to get the right testing. All those things are factors, and you figure that out as you're going along. Testing is not cheap, is it?
Oh no, definitely not cheap. But I think it's one of those things that if you want to be in the industry, it's just you got to do it. Like you have to, and I think it's okay because it really shows you like who is willing, who is taking this seriously, like who is here on, showing up and being professional and motivated and intentional. And those are the people who are gonna just they're gonna pay for the testing because it is what it is and that's a requirement and there's no getting around it and there shouldn't be, like that's the serious thing.
Oh yeah, it is. I heard a couple of people trying to skirt that issue at the Exotica with people they were supposed to perform with while they were there, and they came down the stairs of the host hotel and said, "Look, don't go to XYZ. This guy has a test, and it was like in January. It's now June. He didn't take another one. He wouldn't go get one. Very shady person. And the good goes with the bad." The good goes with the bad. They'll talk the good stuff, but stuff like that was even faster to get out so no one would perform with this person. They actually confronted him and kicked him out of the Exotica because that's how bad it was. Like, wow, this guy was really trying to catch anybody on the floor and make production unsafe. Uh, test was old, test was not accurate. So, yeah, they're out there. But hey, keep your lights up like you're doing. I think you're going to be just fine. So, pretty cool.
Yeah.
hmm Looking forward to seeing you on some more productions. And hey, if you're ever in the Dallas and Fort Worth area, let me know. This is where I am. We do a lot of production down here, and I know some people that might give you some advice because they travel, they do a lot of stuff. There's the people who got me doing this, and the people who encouraged me to do National Sex Day, and I can't thank them enough. So we're all in the same fight together.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I definitely will save your number. I've been to Dallas to shoot before. I love Dallas. Um, Probably my favorite place that I've been in Texas. So thank you so much.
That's right. We do it here. We do it pretty big in the Lone Star State. Yes, we do. Well, people, you got to check her out. You got to see her productions, her pictures and films that she's doing. I included that on the Twitter account. I'm going to also put in the credits of this so you guys can find out where she is and look for her at some of these conventions, Exotica, AVNs. I may go. I don't know yet. I'm working on that one currently. It's just something that we do, people. We get together, we network, we look after each other. The industry is very hard, but you know what? If everybody comes together, it's going to make those steps a little easier to take. Remember, we're the only ones out there as far as the holiday is concerned. We are the only sex holiday certified on calendar, on record. We're going on our third year. We love interviewing people such as this lovely, lovely actress that we got here, but we also talk to the industry pros too. If you're a doctor who does STD testing, we want to talk about that. We want to talk about the people who do the counseling because these people are going through some things and we need the help to make sure they maintain not only physical health, but the mental health aspect of it. Yes, we do LGBTQ rights. Talk about that too. Transgender people, you guys are welcome. Safe sex practices. We hand out condoms at least once a month. I did that last Friday to hand out condoms to people at a swingers club because you know what? In that society, you gotta be safe. We want safe, we want healthy, we want all these people and all the aspects of whatever it is for the sex industry to be 100% positive, 100% accurate, and of course, everybody out there has a story to tell. You want to tell it, you want to interview with us, let us know. Again, thanks to SLS Radio. Thanks to all the people who do our YouTube segments. Come to our website, sexdays.org. Check us out on XBiz TV. We are, again, the only one, June 9th, National Sex Day. Look it up, sexdays.org. I am DJ Rick. I'm going to bring y'all some more talent, some more people. We'll talk again. We'll see you guys soon.